Well, here's a bit of an unforeseen addition to my project workflow. While cleaning out my attic man cave, I came across these model kits under a pile of crafting materials. I thought I'd actually eBayed all my old model kit stash in an attempt to kind of start afresh and get away from my obsession with wargaming inspired models. But here we are with a few interesting oddities. Ironically, these might have been a good place for me to start getting back into kit making instead of the rather ambitious ship model that I mentioned in last week's diary. So I may end up jumping the queue a bit with these practice models and shunt HMS Nelson down the line a bit. Now what we've got here is a very simple 1/144 scale Revell Micro Wings Focke-Wulf 190 and also an Airfix 176 Cromwell tank starter kit. Now both of these are suitable for the beginner modeler and they don't have a big parts count. In fact, the Focke-Wulf only has about 10 components in total. So as you can see, this isn't going to take very long to put together at all. The Cromwell on the other hand is a little bit more complicated and will take me a little longer to do, but I mean it's going to be good practice for me while I try and rediscover all my old kit making skills and techniques. I have to say that out of the two models, I guess I'm really looking forward to building the Cromwell more, as it's one of my favourite British tanks. The FW190 on the other hand is going to be a little bit unusual for me. I'm not heavily interested in World War II German aircraft, but I guess the Focke-Wulf 190 is a bit of a classic.
I'll just have to be careful here because I am apt to take on too many projects at the same time and as a consequence finish practically none of them. So these two kits plus the HMS Nelson will definitely be the only ones on my workbench at the moment. This time I'm adopting a one in, one out policy with my model making. That way I don't end up with another enormous stash of unbuilt models. Hopefully.
So, moving on from these new projects, let's catch up with what's on the back burner, and I think it's about time we did a little bit of an update on what's happening with the 3D printed Spartan helmet and the bust of Captain Picard. Now I'm taking my time with both of these, as the helmet model is intended for my personal display shelf, and Picard will be a present for my daughter, so I want top-notch results with both of these models. The helmet's going very well. I'm working on the plume at the moment and starting to shade the helmet to give it more of a tint of a bronze colour. I'm using thinned acrylics and Games Workshop's shading solutions for this, and I'm trying to keep these coats translucent so that the bright gold metal shows through. Picard is getting his base colour coats before I concentrate fully on his flesh shades. This will be challenging for me as I've never done a realistically coloured bust model before. I'm relying very much on YouTube tutorials for this one. And finally, it's back to our good old friend the Webley. But I'm pleased to say that there's some noticeable progress this week because I'm finally getting round to priming the model. Yes, I was finally satisfied with how smooth I managed to get the 3D print. After lots and lots of sanding using progressively finer grade paper, I felt that I'd got to the point where the remaining layer lines would be covered by the preceding primer and paint coats. It's a bit of a methodical slog, but when I look at the results in all its smooth glory, I think it's been worth the work. And besides, there's something about the process of sanding that's really relaxing, as weird as that sounds. And that's it for this week. Hopefully in the next update we'll see the Focke-Wulf 190 kit put together, the detailed painting and shading of the Spartan helmet and Picard well underway, and that the Webley has received its final top coat. Thanks for watching. Bye.